Good afternoon to you, Prop, and good afternoon to everyone. This presentation summarized the MPAC's case study, which is for the CLP Real Estate Company. So I will be covering the firm strategic foundation, internal and external analysis, policy and strategic packages, and the evaluation, control, and the KPI framework. As you can see, we have here our agenda that talks about the whole entire presentation. I will walk you through the required case studies components in the same order as the rubric, the background, and the strategic foundation, goals, and value chain. SWOT and TOS, the ERP and incentives, business policies, evaluation control, KPR scorecard, then the performance measures, issues, and then the recommendation. The background of the CLB real estate company is that it is as an SME or the small medium enterprise providing brokerage, appraisal, and advisory services. Its competitive advantages is the credibility built through independence, ethical conduct, and discipline documentation. And the firm follows a functional structure separating the governance, the brokerage, and the client services, the valuation, and then the advisory, administration, and the compliance for the risk control. And that is the background of the CLB Real Estate Company. The strategic foundation, which is the vision, the mission, and then the objectives. This slide anchors the case that the vision positions CLB as a trusted and credible professional firm. The mission emphasizes reliable services and ethical independence. The objectives translate this into a measurable intent, defensible valuation, transparent transaction, client protection, sustainability, and continuous improvement. With regards to the major goals, I have here the templates. It is major goal is paired with an objective, a strategy, action steps, time horizon, and evaluation method. This ensures the plan is implementable and auditable, particularly for the credibility, sustainable growth, operational control, and the capability development. With regards to the plate and the value chain, this is service oriented. The CLV's value chain is designed for professional services. Primarily, activities deliver client value, engagement, inspection, valuation, transaction execution, and after service support. Supports activities, governance, compliance, ERP, training, and QA. It protects credibility and reduces risks, which is the crucial for an appraisal and then the advisory firm. With regards to the SWOT summary, the SWOT summarizes internal strengths and weaknesses and external opportunities and trends. Strengths are licensed leadership and strong governance. Weaknesses reflects SME constraint and dependence on key expertise. The opportunities include demand for independent valuations, while the threats includes regulations, shifts, and competition. For the TOES strategic options, the TOES matrix converts a SWOT into a strategy. The SO uses credibility to seize regulated appraisal demand. WO uses processes and technology to offset manpower limits. The ST, it differentiates true compliance and defensible reporting, while the WT strengthens control and avoid high-risk engagement, protecting the firm's reputations and the sustainability. For the ERP incentives and goal displacement, according to Chapter 9, this is also emphasizes the strategic information systems like the ERP to communicate measures and improve control. The incentives should match objectives using weighted factors, long-term evaluation, and strategic funds. We also manage goal displacement when people pursue speed for revenue at the expense of compliance or quality by strengthening controls and then the KPI. I have listed here the 10 business policies. These 10 policies link goals to daily decision and stabilize execution. The set emphasizes integrity, disclosure, compliance, delegation, risk and assessment, documentation, quality review, confidentiality, continuous learning, and corrective action, ensuring repeatable performance across brokerage and then the valuation work. In terms of the evaluation and control, I have listed the five-step feedback. This is the five-step feedback model. Determine what to measure, set standards, measure performance, compare against the standards, then take corrective actions. If the results fall outside tolerance, we diagnose whether it is a random, execution related, or a flawed standards, then assign a corrective responsibility. For the strategy implementation and also the evaluation loop, the implementation translates strategy into action through programs, budgets, and procedures, then uses KPIs and controls to monitor the execution. The evaluation feedback becomes the basis for adjustment so the organization continuously improves and stays aligned with mission and the objectives. And regarding with the performance, measuring the required components. This slide covers rubric required in terms of the performance measures control types like the ERM and the ROI, the pros and cons. We use a mix of a financial ratio and the stakeholders measures. The activity-based costing estimates the cost for the valuation or the transaction process. The ERM identifies rank around the measures risk. The ROI is the useful but can bias short-term decision and is sensitive to a depreciations. And that's the measuring performance that require the components. For the stakeholder scorecard also, it's like the near and then the versus the long term. The scorecard keeps performance visible across the key stakeholders. The near term measures track operational health, accuracy, turnaround time, productivity compliance, while the long term measures track sustainability retention, referral, reputation, and the strategic confidence. And this also supports the balanced evaluation beyond the purely financial measures. For the problems and then the measuring performance plus the recommendation, the measuring performance is challenging in professional services due to intangible quality, time logs in reputations, and ROI bias. Recommendations include using a balanced scorecard, strengthening ERP dashboard, applying long-term evaluation methods, conducting regular strategic audits, and improving data standards for the consistency. So to conclude my presentation, the CLB advantage is the credibility for by the compliance and defensible outputs. The policy translates strategy in consistent decisions, while the KPI and the evaluation control loop ensure continuous improvement and risk control. And that would be all. Thank you.